Skylar, Noelle, Nneka, thank you for joining us. We're going to start with questions in the room. Front row to your left will be the first question.
Kevin Pelton, ESPN.com. For the players, were you expecting the crowd to sort of be that vocally behind you? And what sort of lift do you think that gave you during the fourth quarter?
I did.
Yeah, me too.
This is a 45-minute flight. I told you I felt like a home game.
Yeah, it did. It was electric out there. I mean, the atmosphere was amazing. We talked about it in the locker room. It feeling like a playoff game almost. But we definitely felt them rally behind us. I mean, this was a great opportunity for us to, be here and continue to show the WNBA's international reach. And they love it out here. They showed us a lot of love. And so we appreciated that. Everybody that came out from Canada, that came from Seattle and surrounding areas. So we really felt the love.
Staying in the front row, left center.
Bella Munson from the Next. Just it felt like in this game the hustle and the effort was never ending down to the last seconds. Can you talk about the effort in this game and how you keep that going to now hopefully go on a win streak? Anyone? Sorry, I didn't direct it to anyone in particular. My bad.
Sorry, Bella, can you ask that again? I wasn't locked in.
It's okay. It just felt like the hustle and the energy was really there today for full 40 minutes, especially down the stretch. Just how do you can you talk about the effort in this game and then how you can sort of keep that going in games to come?
Yeah, we felt like we had been doing some good things up to this point, in games. And I think today, it was for a full 40 minutes, and that was one of our goals. If it was adjustments that needed to be made, if conversations that needed to be had, we addressed them right away. And I think because we had been in this predicament of close games at the end, we didn't panic, we didn't waver. And I think that's the thing about it is, we feel like going through some of these games and going through some of these experiences has prepared us for this moment. And so, yeah, our goal is to capitalize off of that, off of this win and try to take the momentum back home this weekend.
Staying in the front row, center.
Hi, Chelsea Lake from The Next. Just curious, given you were here last year playing a preseason game, well, not here, but in Edmonton, Canada. Now you're here for a regular season game. Was the atmosphere different given that this was a regular season game? And what do you look forward to welcoming the Toronto Tempo into the league next season?
No, actually, I wanted to say even, in the first question that Edmonton came with it too last year. We're grateful to, be in this region for us to be able to play the international games in Canada and for us to also be the first international game in regular season play. It just shows the growth of this league, and I've said it all day today. It's not just about the fans that are here; it's also about the players. I've played with and against a lot of players from this country, so I'm grateful that we can continue to contribute to the foundation that is this league, which are the players and the fans as well.
And just to follow up, you said you've played against a lot of Canadian players, both of you, whether that's internationally or in the WNBA. Is there a particular quality to Canadian players that you think is a little bit different compared to players from other countries?
That's a coach question. It's a Noelle question.
I think there's a care and a pride that they have, not only for country but for how they represent themselves within the league. They want to be competitive. They want to be great within their own right, not just in Canada but in the world. So there is, I talked about it earlier, there's a care that they have for people, very nice, generous. I don't want to be stereotypical about Canada, but it's true. And then the players that I've experienced have been just super hardworking, focused, driven, and really concentrated on their craft.
Thank you.
Staying in the front row, all the way to the right.
First, for the players, after a much-weighted win, do you allow yourself to kind of take a deep breath and just feel the win, or are you already thinking about the next game? And for the coach, can you talk about both Nneka and Skylar's contribution, not only tonight, but through this period, through this adversity period?
It's good to turn this around. It's interesting because the question that you guys were asking when we were losing was if we sit in the loss and not move next. And so today we're going to sit in the win, focus on some rest, and then get ready for the next game.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to be going through adversity without these two. Through this particular moment in time, they didn't stop their routine. They didn't stop leading. They didn't stop believing. They didn't stop what makes them great through the ups and downs of whatever this season. They've stayed fast to the goal. They stayed steadfast to the team, to me, the coaches. And I think that, even it didn't net wins, but it netted deposited moments that is going to pay off, and we're just kind of waiting for it to pay off. And I think they should sit in the win because it's not only about tonight, but it's their body of work. And yeah, it didn't feel great, but again, we weren't playing, we were playing some decent basketball, just weren't successful in that way, but I couldn't have it. I can't do it without these two.
Staying in the room, second row all the way to the right. And this will be our last question unless there are any follow-ups.
Coach, I'm wondering if you can talk to us about how you coached through that final minute of the fourth quarter. Lots of broken plays, trying to hang on to that lead there. How do you manage your team through that period?
I mean, it's been the last 2 weeks, honestly. Today we had a few more timeouts in the hole. We were up, and even though the plays were broken, I thought we had good shots. I thought we were intentional. A couple of calls didn't go our way, but I mean, we never wavered in that moment, and it's always just trying to stay as positive and present as possible. I think that, Ezzy made a big free throw, and these are moments that maybe in previous years wouldn't have come to fruition. Again, these are deposits, though, and big blocks by Ezzy, big defensive stops by the group, and just willed ourselves to this victory. But we've been in it like this the last couple of weeks, so it's just kind of the same routine, just kind of persevering through each moment.
All right, we do have time for just a couple more questions. Staying in the room for one more. Front row left.
Coach, what happened with Gabby when she left the game, and how's she doing?
Yeah, she got hit on something to the rim, I believe her wrist, but she can't, even Gabby, doing that, coming back in and giving us some quality minutes and moments, but she's doing fine now. Yep.
Slide it, if you would. Staying in the front row.
You mentioned Ezzy. I was wondering, have you seen Ezzy's sort of aggressiveness in games, like physical aggressiveness, sort of increase? I feel like pulling down rebounds, going up for those blocks, even going up for her own layups, it feels like she's stronger in it. Have you noticed that, and what would you maybe attribute that to?
Yeah, I think, she's now 26. She's a grown woman. She spent the off season, I think, in every off season working on her body. And this particular season, I noticed the strength early on in the game. I know she got some stuff around the rim, wasn't finishing as well, but just like you're talking about, the physicality and the strength that she's shown, and then the blocks at the end of the game, just very powerful, the timing and all of those things. But yeah, we've watched her since she's been 20, and now she's kind of getting into that phase of owning who she is and being empowered by these guys to be exactly who she is.
All right, we're going to go to Zoom for one question in Seattle. Jeffrey, go ahead.
Yeah, for Coach Quinn, I talked to you just the other day about during the losing streak, the defense, was giving up 90-plus points most games. You hold Atlanta under 80. You hold Gray and Howard to low percentage. Can you just talk about your team's defense and what you liked?
Yeah, one of our keys was to defend the three-point line. I believe they were 2 for 13. I think that was important because they take a lot of threes and they actually make them at a high clip. We kind of switched the matchup, and it had Slim on Howard. I thought she did an excellent job. Put Gabby on Gray, stayed in her space, and the defense, is a team effort. Starting on from the ball to all of the actions that Atlanta runs. I felt that we were connected. I feel that we were communicative, and the biggest thing is I know the stats don't show it, but I thought that we finished most possessions with one rebound, limiting it to one shot. And yeah, getting a big stop at the end. We were built for it. We have the personnel for it defensively now. It's just a matter of putting it all together for 40 minutes.
All right, Skylar, Noelle, Nneka, thank you.
Oh, thanks,
Thank you.
Ron.